Doesn't have an address, he says.
Hello, my name is Renzer, and I would like to talk to you today about all the techniques, tricks and tips you need to be a successful FPS player. This video will serve as a compendium of knowledge, and as a condensed version of my Being Professional Matters series. We will revisit things like pre-fire, muscle memory, partial cover, spotting, player echo, map awareness, crosshair placement, and many more. To do all this, every technique or trick will be accompanied by examples from the game, and where possible, a link to the original tutorial will also be given. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourself for a dose of FPS knowledge that I acquired over the years of competitive gaming, and I'm willing to share, especially with you. Hope you enjoy. Let's start with something easy, but very often forgotten. Most if not all players know and understand the notion of cover, but many fail to realize that there is something like partial cover, and that it too should be used to our advantage. By partial cover I mean a scenario where you are behind protection but still maintain a line of sight with the enemy, allowing you to still send lead down range. In this example, I notice that I cannot safely continue to suppress the enemy from my position, so instead of backing off completely, I decide to use the railing to my advantage. It gives me some protection, while still allowing me to suppress the advancing foes. This is a powerful yet easy technique. Keep it in mind, and here is the link to the original tutorial.
Thank you, your luck. Should I stay? Just stay.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about cover, remember that everything you can enter can and will save you. In this example, a player with a shotgun is on my back, so what I do is I jump into the Sunderer, I wait for him to lose track, and then I jump in from behind when he doesn't expect it. The next topic on the list is pre-fire. To pre-fire means to open fire before you actually see the target. You assume that you have the knowledge that someone is there, and you take a chance. Think of it as having wall hack without, well, having it. It is very powerful because there is only so much one can do to be faster at target acquisition. It takes time for your brain to see a target, recognize it as the enemy, and make the decision to pull the trigger. Pre-firing cuts this process in half. In this example, there's an enemy in front of me, but I am wounded and I cannot hope to win a fair fight. So what I do is I pre-aim him through the wall and pull the trigger without consciously seeing him. As you can see, it paid off. There are many techniques and tricks when it comes to pre-firing, and I talk in detail about them in this video. The next concept that we have to talk about and absolutely cannot be omitted is crosshair placement. Crosshair placement in a nutshell is nothing more but keeping your crosshair up, not looking at the ground, but constantly aiming where the enemy's head might be. This technique is very simple and very powerful because it omits the need to swipe, to correct your aim during the fight. It makes you always ready. If you can do your aiming before the engagement happens, the higher the chances that you will come out on top. If crosshair placement is a technique that you would wish to master, here's the link to the tutorial. So now, let's talk about what happens when your crosshair placement actually fails you. Now there is a failsafe device called muscle memory. So what is it? Muscle memory is the knowledge that you possess internally of how much you have to move your mouse to move your crosshair from point A to point B without actually thinking how much you have to do it. You get this by, first of all, always playing with the same sensitivity and, let's say, a similar mouse, and by actively training your movements. Now, how to train this? Now, this might be a bit strange for some of you people, but for example, jump into the VR training room and try to move from target to target with your crosshair very quickly without thinking or judging how much you have to do it. Now, within time, you will notice that you will do these swipes automatically, and it will not require anything thinking on your part. This is muscle memory. Now to retain it, you have to have the same sensitivities and preferably even the same equipment. But I talk about this in detail in the tutorial. And now let's get back to basics. Another concept that I like to remind people about is flanking. Flanking works so greatly in PlanetSide 2 because most of us gamers are used to small confined maps where you go against 5v5 or 10v10 or whatever. But we're not used to this idea of a giant open world, and this is why this technique is so effective in PlanetSide 2. People have extreme cases of tunnel vision where they just are able to look in front of themselves and nowhere else. And you can exploit that with no problems, getting kill streaks after kill streaks and helping you guys advance. Now if you have a problem with this idea or you're not sure, here's the link to my original tutorial. It's pretty old, but it's still good. Speaking of tunnel vision, game awareness is also a very important concept that one must master. You must make a conscious effort to understand and know your surroundings. Like in this example, please notice that there is a guy in front of me on the map. Well, he's not in the room, so he has to be above me. I flick around and I get it. A few seconds later, I notice another person, and knowing the layout of the base, I know he is above me to the left behind the railings. So I just wait until he decides to jump down, I pre-aim him, and down he goes. Knowledge is power.
Outstanding.
So we managed to cover the basic skills that you require to be a successful FPS player, individually and as part of a team. Now if you're interested, there are loads more tutorials on my channel that you can look through right now, and I can assure you that many more are going to come. But for now, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you both on stream and in game. Renzer out.